Homeschooling doesn't have to cost anything, and it can be a really rewarding experience. You don't need pricey curriculum sets, special workbooks, or a perfect classroom. For preschool and early elementary kids, the best learning often comes from curiosity, real-life experiences, library books, and a parent who's ready to join in. There are lots of free resources online, and your creativity can help fill any gaps. Here are some ideas to help you make it work without spending much, while still giving your kids a meaningful and connected year of learning. Start with the free programs that are already out there. That way, you don't have to make everything from scratch. Easy Peasy All-in-One Homeschool is a solid free choice. It's a Christian-based online curriculum with 180 days of lessons in reading, math, science, history, and more. There's even a preschool Getting Ready course for kids around age 4 that focuses on letters, sounds, and gentle readiness skills. All the materials are online for free, so you just need a device and a printer, or you can do much of it out loud with younger kids. Khan Academy Kids is totally free, with no ads or subscriptions, and is made for ages 2 to 8 years old. It has thousands of playful games, books, and lessons that help build early reading and math skills in a fun way. It's great for those quick 10 to 15 minute moments when you need something engaging while you make dinner. The interactive phonics, reading, and early math activities are easy for young children to do on their own once they get the hang of it. If you want more ready-to-use ideas, check out Ambleside Online. It has free Charlotte Mason-based schedules and book lists that work well for young children. Project Gutenberg is another favorite among homeschoolers. At Gutenberg.org, you'll find over 70,000 free public domain ebooks to download as PDFs, read online, or listen to as audiobooks. There are classics like The Little House on the Prairie, The Wind in the Willows, Heidi, Aesop's Fables, and Peter Rabbit stories, plus many older school textbooks and readers from the 1800s and the early 1900s. The McGuffey readers are especially popular amongst homeschoolers. Homeschool parents use these books in many ways as daily read-alouds for literature units that match your themes, or as gentle history and science supplements. You might use an old nature study book during a bugs unit, or a vintage geography reader when learning about community helpers. The language in these books is often richer and more descriptive than in modern text, so they're great for building vocabulary naturally. Kids pick up new words and sentence structures just by listening and talking about the stories. It's like giving your children access to high-quality literature for free, and many families print favorite chapters or short stories when they want a physical copy. If you want themed extras or quick printables, check out 123 Homeschool for Me, which has lots of free worksheets and themed packs. The free sections on Teachers Pay Teachers and education.com are also helpful. Just filter by grade and theme to find thousands of resources. Sites like 3 Dinosaurs and Little Bins for Little Hands often share great themed activity packs with printables. And don't forget your local library. It's a treasure trove with free books, ebooks via the Libby app, story times, and sometimes even museum or park passes. You can build a solid year using just these free tools in your local library, but the real magic and what makes homeschooling feel personal and lively happens when you start creating your own lessons based on themes your kids care about. A traditional school year is about 36 weeks long, or around 180 days at 5 days a week. But you don't have to follow that exact schedule. You can take longer breaks, do school year-round with shorter days, or spend more time on favorite themes. This flexibility is part of what makes homeschooling both free and sustainable. One of the easiest, cheapest, and most effective ways to plan those 36 weeks is by using unit studies. You pick one main theme and let it guide every subject area. This approach saves money because you don't need to buy separate math books, science kits, or even reading programs. It also helps learning stick because everything connects. Kids see how counting apples relates to the story they just read and the science experiment they did with real apples. Everything feels connected instead of scattered. For preschoolers and early elementary kids, keep things playful and short. Try for 15 to 25 minutes of focused school time a few times a day, mixed with lots of free play, outdoor time, and real life activities. The theme just gives you a fun way to explore different topics. Choose themes that match the season of your child's current interests. Some good themes are apples and harvest, dinosaurs, ocean life, farm animals, insects and bugs, space, community helpers, seasons and weather, and transportation. You can easily cover 8 to 10 themes over 36 weeks, about one per month, with some shorter or longer depending on your child's interest. Plan with flexibility. Grab a notebook or open a free Google Doc. Write your theme at the top, then brainstorm quick ideas under simple headings like books and language, math play, science exploration, art and making, movement and music, and real life and field trips. You don't need dozens of activities. 8 to 12 good ones that you can repeat or spread out over 3 or 4 weeks are plenty. Get books from the library or Project Gutenberg. Search YouTube for free songs or virtual tours and use household items for most materials. For example, if you choose apples and harvest for September and October, and you have 4 flexible weeks, this theme works well for all ages. You can keep activities hands-on for younger kids and add research, analysis, and projects for older students. For reading and language, begin with a trip to the library or Project Gutenberg for books at every level. Younger children will enjoy picture books like The Apple Pie Tree, 10 Apples Up on Top, How Do Apples Grow, and Apple Farmer Annie. Read aloud daily and talk about predictions, characters, and new vocabulary. For upper elementary and middle schoolers, try chapter books such as biographies of Johnny Appleseed or The Apple and the Arrow. High school students can read more advanced literature like excerpts from Thoreau's writings on nature or historical texts about American agriculture. Encourage everyone to retell or summarize the stories using drawings and props for younger children and oral narrations or written reports for older kids. This naturally builds vocabulary, comprehension, and literary analysis skills. For writing, keep activities creative and connected to the theme. Younger students can draw apples and practice labeling them or dictating short stories such as, "We picked a big red apple." Elementary kids might write simple sentences or journal entries about a pretend orchard visit. Middle and high schoolers can research and write essays on topics like the history of apple cultivation, the environmental impact of orchards, or even creative fiction such as a short story from Johnny Appleseed's perspective. Copywork from classic apple-related poems or passages is helpful for all ages. For math, use real apples or toy apples as manipulatives for younger learners. Try counting, sorting by color or size, making patterns, or simple addition and subtraction during snack time. Elementary students can graph favorite apple varieties, measure circumference or weight, or explore fractions while baking. Older kids can work on more advanced concepts such as calculating orchard yield estimates with multiplication and division, exploring statistics on apple production data, working with ratios and recipes, or basic geometry by designing an orchard layout on graph paper. A kitchen balance scale or ruler can become a hands-on lab for any age. For science and nature, everyone starts with the basics, such as cutting open apples to examine seeds, discussing the life cycle from seed to tree to fruit, and doing a sink or float experiment. Bake applesauce together to observe changes from heat like states of matter and chemical reactions. Take nature walks to compare leaves and talk about photosynthesis or seasonal changes. For older students, expand this into research projects on plant biology, pollination, soil science, or the history of grafting techniques. High schoolers might design simple experiments such as testing different storage methods or apples, or study broader agricultural and ecological impacts. For art, music, and movement, try apple stamping by cutting an apple in half and dipping it in paint so the seeds create a star pattern. Leaf rubbings, handprint trees, or collages are also great for younger kids. Everyone can enjoy singing harvest songs or folk tunes like Way Up High in the Apple Tree with actions. Older students might create detailed botanical illustrations, research and perform traditional harvest dances, compose their own songs or poems about the season, or build 3D models of apple trees or orchard ecosystems. You can stretch this theme over several weeks, exploring whatever sparks your child's interest. A preschooler might focus on sensory play and stories, while a high schooler could turn the same theme into a multi-subject research project with a presentation or essay. When interest fades, move on to the next unit. This is the advantage of unit studies. They adapt well to every age and learning style. For example, a dinosaur unit could include sensory bins and footprint measuring for young children, while older students research paleontology, geological time periods, or discuss extinction theories. A bees and pollination unit might involve flower dissection and honey tastings for everyone, with advanced students exploring biology, environmental science, or the economics of beekeeping. The internet is full of free inspiration. Search for your theme unit study, plus the grade level you need to find printables, book lists, and activity ideas from generous homeschool bloggers. Sometimes you want a quick printable to reinforce a skill or give your child something hands-on to do. You have two good options. You can make your own or find free ones that are already available. If you enjoy making things, Photoshop is great for custom worksheets. You can import free clip art from sites like Pixabay, add text, create tracing lines, counting grids, simple mazes, or color by number pages to match whatever you're studying. It gives you total control. Want your child's name on every page or extra practice with the number 7 because that's what they're working on? No problem. Export it as a PDF and print. But Photoshop can be tricky to learn and requires a subscription. Most parents find Canva much easier, and it's completely free for personal use. Canva has ready-made education templates and drag-and-drop clip art, so you can make a themed worksheet in 10 to 15 minutes. Other good free options are GIMP, which is a free desktop program similar to Photoshop. Photopea is also a free browser-based Photoshop alternative, or even Google Slides or Drawings if you want something simple. You don't have to make everything yourself. The internet is full of high-quality free worksheets. Search for free Apple Preschool Printables PDF or free Dinosaur Top Pack, and you'll find great results. Homeschooling for free doesn't mean you have to do everything the hard way. It's about being resourceful by combining great free programs with your own simple unit study plans that follow your child's interests and the seasons. Over 36 weeks, you might cover 8 or 9 big themes, each one blending reading, math, science, art, and real life. Some weeks will feel full and magical. Others might be mostly outdoor play with a couple of books and a kitchen experiment. Both are valuable. The goal isn't to copy a traditional classroom at home without spending money. It's to create a warm, curious environment where your kids are excited to learn and you don't feel stressed or overwhelmed. Start small, pick one theme for the next few weeks, gather some library books or check out Gutenberg downloads, and see what happens. You might be surprised by how much learning can come from something as simple as baskets of apples and a willing parent. You're already doing the hardest and most important part just by showing up and caring. The free resources and simple planning methods are just tools to make things easier and more enjoyable. You have everything you need to give your children a wonderful start, and it really can cost next to nothing.